everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So happy to see you here. Welcome to installment number 3 of Singing Improvement SoHyang 살다가. Thank you for watching and hopefully enjoying the first two videos of the series. Really fun making them, so I'm excited to make this third one and then the fourth one and however many we end up with. So as you can see, I have the video ready of the second installment, which was the first time I ever sang the entire song with lyrics and everything. And so we're just gonna listen to it and talk about it a little bit, do some quick, easy analysis, and by easy I mean difficult, because this series is really about not only improving but also kind of improving my ear towards myself, if that makes sense, and hopefully your ear as well, because sometimes I don't know if I'm so used to my own voice that like I can't really hear what's going on. Like it's much easier for me to listen to someone else and be like, oh, they're doing this and this and this, but for me I'm like, hmm. I mean, even other people it's difficult, of course, but for me I'm just, well, what was that? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm very excited. So we're gonna watch and talk about it. Talk about it. I'm very excited. Here we go. Here we go. Before we start, I remember that at the end of this recording, I was like, "Oh, that was so hard." I remember that. So, and we'll talk more about stuff that I remember thinking, during and after. But anyway, let's dive right in. God, it's such a good song in general. 살아도 사는 게 아니네. 너 없는 하늘에 정 없는 감옥 같아서. Okay, so right off the bat, I remember making this choice consciously because I want, even though it's really hard for me to kind of switch between uh, different styles of singing in terms of like nice and light and then a little, more intensity and stuff. Like it's kind of that's something that, oh, excuse me, I smacked the mic, but that's something that I'm working on, trying to play with that difference of soft and intense. That's something I'd like to improve on more. So in the beginning, I made the conscious decision to start off light, even though what ends up happening most of the time, which I think happened that day as well, is that I can't change back to the intense. Like I started off light, so I'm like, oh, where do I go? Where do I go? And I'm still kind of light the entire way, even though, later on I used more belting and chest voice. But it's like because I started light, because my vocal folds were not really pressing very, not harshly, of course, but not intensely, like, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. So I did make that decision because I wanted to try it, because I would like to start this song softly eventually, like more like once I'm very comfortable with the song, that's how I would like to approach it, with a softer, more intimate beginning. So I tried it this time. Why not? 웃어도 웃는 게 아니래. Not knowing any lyrics, I'm like reading them because I have no idea. So at this point, this is where I wanted to start transition to a more intense mix, but it was kind of tough. It was tough. Yeah. So I'm really glad that happened. So that's what I was mentioning earlier, that's what ends up happening. Like I start off soft and then I can't get out of it. I can't get out of it. So I really want to start thinking about my placement, like my vowels, like where my vocal folds are, and just practice going from like ah to ah, I think when I practice the song more, I should incorporate exercises like that. Just try to go back and forth between power, less so and more so, and see if that helps. See if that helps that pattern that I have. But yeah, so what ended up happening was like I kind of got nervous, but my placement was kind of off. Like I felt like my larynx was might have been a little high. Wait, let me listen. Yeah, it was like a little high, very nervous. Yeah, that's how I sing when I get nervous. Just a little nervous, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's continue. I'm kind of getting to where I wanted. So in SG Wannabe's original version, if you listen to it, I don't remember if SoHyang kind of, I'm sure she does do the same thing. But anyway, in the SG Wannabe's version, when they sing 살다가 and 울다가, when they sing those lines, they really put a lot of emphasis on the D of the daga. They don't say daga. They say sa daga. They like really say that D sound. So I think I didn't do that this time. And I think when I practice, it's good to remember that. And I think if I practice doing that, that'll help making sure that it still sounds nice and rich instead of kind of like Sataka. It'll be Sataka, like something like a little better, a little closer to there than the opposite. So we'll see. We'll see. Reading lyrics, have no idea what I'm reading. So here I really thought about placement and trying to like make adjustments to feel more comfortable and also kind of settle into the song, not be as nervous. So I clip a lot, but I think it's just because the volume. And this is just me trying to remember to not pull, to be stable. Kuri wo soji is something that that happens throughout the song a couple of times. And like the G is something that is, I think, good to keep in mind if you're someone who's working for me, and if you're someone who's working on this song, because you don't want to, the way you say that vowel, the E, is going to determine how rich it sounds, how intense, you know what I mean? Because like depending on how I decide to do it, like I just need to keep in mind that I might have to make a decision on how I want to do it, how I want it to sound. If I want it to be very belty, then I'll probably have to, I don't know, chi, like I have to decide. So that's something that I'm thinking about as I practice the song. Yeah, a harder G will help. I'm a little tired, so this is tough. That day I was exhausted. I can tell. Poor thing. And I knew this part was coming. So this entire time I'm just trying to focus on like not letting my larynx go too high. Although it kind of, because it's high, it kind of still needs to be a little high. So that part always fun to do, right? But that part is hard because I on a G consonant, it's something that's at least for me. I mean, maybe I don't want to speak for everybody, but at least for me, it's hard for me to like belt using a G, like it's a little It's a little iffy. So that's something else that I would like to keep in mind or pay attention to. That's something that I would like to pay attention to as I practice as well. Make note. So that ga that G those G's. Yeah. For that part, I'm debating. I would like to eventually belt that entire part instead of kind of just, I don't know. I don't want to lose the intensity, right? Because you say like, "Let it go," like that part is so intense, and I want to keep it like I wanted to go all the way. So yeah, that's my goal for that part at least. Uh, I think I did. I think it was okay the way I did it here. For being exhausted and doing it for the first time. I didn't think it was bad. Not knowing any of like I keep saying, not knowing any of the lyrics. Oh, here it comes. Okay, right. Not bad. Not bad. And I didn't really pull for that. Okay, so that is another great part because just like Inyeon, another song that I have sang before and practiced, where she does that kind of ad lib, right? She goes really high and then comes back down. So just like Inyeon, when I come back down, I'd like to. This is what I worked on with my voice teacher, John Henney, who I've mentioned in a previous video. Amazing, amazing instructor. But anyway, when I go back down to get back into my chest voice, into my mix, to go back away from that lighter, that lighter sound. So this is another really difficult but really important part of the song that would really benefit from doing that. I'm doing it an octave lower, but still, I want that difference in this song as well. So that's something that I would like to also work on in this song. Because then when you come back in, that way that part can be super intense. Because what happened was I stayed like above the clouds. But what I want is like really bring down the house. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. So yeah, that's another great part to work on. Although now I remember thinking in this part, I was like, wait, what if I do that part softly? I'm not gonna do it. Now I'm watching it, I'm not gonna do it. But I remember thinking, what if I do that part softly? That way, this next part can be even more intense. But I think that coming back from that high point, that really high note, coming down into your mix or belting, and staying strong, and then that this natural break in the music, I think, is enough of a break that the part that comes after will still be intense, if that makes sense. So let's just hear it. So strong, strong, strong. I think will still be okay. Natural break. This I'm trying to trying to belt as best as I can. Yeah, not knowing the lyrics. All good, all good. So a little tired, a little tired. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking at anyone or anything. I think that like my door is over there, but it was just more like me thinking about me concentrating on like my placement and stuff. Whew. Yep, yep. Whew. Okay, so that was it. Some last minute thoughts. Yeah, it was intense. I think for not knowing the song at all, and like for doing it for the first time, I think that was a great I think that was a great try. A very tired voice that is not used to this song. I think that was a great try. Very proud and very happy that I at least made that attempt. So good job, past to me, and hope future me learns a lot from this too. But anyway, I'm very thankful that I was able to do it. So last notes, I think it's just a matter of practice, a matter of getting more familiar with the song. Of course, I'd like to be less tired when I do it next time, but like I said in I think it was the first video, sometimes you feel you're not 100%, so that can't really stop me. So I don't mind if I'm tired again. But but it's also important vocal health wise not to push yourself too much. You know what I mean? If you're tired, you shouldn't do too much. So be safe, be safe. Um, but anyway, so yeah, the things that I mentioned are those things I'd like to work on. Um, uh, Maybe having a more stable foundation to build off of would help, if that makes sense. So in order to have a more stable foundation, I think I need to spend time on in terms of my placement of my vocal folds, like vowels, like see what will sound better, what will make it more powerful, more intense. It's also a matter of just practicing. I ended up not having to sing this song, or not having an opportunity to sing the song. Uh, I mentioned in the first installment that it might or may not happen, and it didn't happen, which is totally fine. I still want to practice this song because it's so difficult, and I still want to work on it. So I don't mind one bit. I'm so happy that I got to listen to myself and kind of hear things. I'm sure there are things that I didn't hear, that I didn't notice, or I didn't really understand correctly. I'm sure there are many things. But it's so nice to hear your own voice and kind of like notice things that you're doing. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't realize I was doing that. I love it. I love it. I'm very thankful that I'm doing that. I think that will really help not only with the song, but in general as a singer. So very very happy, very happy. Let me know down in the comments below if you thought anything was interesting, or if you have any other questions, or let me know about your own experiences on your own journeys of even if it's not about singing, about anything else. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to have a conversation in the comments. I will see you next time in the next installment, which will most likely be another run through of the song. So I'm going to spend some time and practice what I was talking about, and probably will re-listen to this video a couple of times to see if there's anything else that I didn't notice the first time. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I hope to see you in the next installment. If there's another song that you'd like to hear me work on, or um, let me know. Yeah, any questions? I'm here. I'm here. But thank you so much for watching. Always a pleasure, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and a wonderful journey, whatever journey you're on. Yeah. I'll see you. Bye.